All right, hello YouTube. This is gonna be my kind of vlog on making my Gaia Attack 4 custom arcade cabinet. So to make the light gun cab, of course need the guns. These are already modded with Gun 4AR. They have a fisheye lens inside. Make sure it's flush with the DF robot camera, whatever it's called. Make sure you can stand as close as possible to the sensors without losing tracking. Yeah, and so for this little project, I made sure to get a pretty large TV because since it's like 4 people, make sure that you have a large screen to point at. Cause if they're just pointing out like a 27-inch or like smaller TV, it's not really gonna work very well. Everyone's gonna be crowded. There's not gonna be a lot of room for everyone to play. So yeah, I gotta take that into consideration when I was making this. Yeah, so for the mini PC, I got kind of a cheaper one, but I've gotten mini PCs before, but the reason why I chose this one, let me see if I can get it on. The reason why I chose this one is because other mini PCs do not have go underneath here. Do not have a lot of USB ports, and the problem with that is you need a lot of USB ports since you're plugging 4 guns into the, see if this turns it on, into the PC to connect the guns to make the game work. So, and all the other mini PCs I found, or most of them, only had about like 4 or so, which it's a bit of a problem if I'm trying to make this cabinet, since there's only there's 4 guns, 4 USB ports, which you think would work well, but obviously you need buttons for keyboard and mouse to set up the game, and also like if you're trying to make it as close to arcade as possible, you want have say like a keyboard encoder to plug in your buttons for starting and whatnot. So yeah, so what I'm doing right now, I have a bunch of bare wires right here, trying to basically just like measure out, go behind the TV, measure out how many of these I need to create the sensors with. So I already ordered a high-end like black high-powered sensors from RPEG Electronics, kind of like a soldering kit, so I can solder the sensors to make this whole thing work. Yeah, so see if I can get a picture here. Turn the TV on. Should be HDMI too. There we go. So yeah. So this computer is kind of, it's kind of on the lower end of processing power for these PCs I usually use. I got to change the thing. Yeah, so the problem I kind of ran into when using this TV, however, is, by the way, this TV wasn't that expensive, thankfully. It's only like $200. But, thankfully, since I guess OLED TVs are so expensive now, it makes getting a lot of these bigger LED TVs a lot cheaper. This isn't the right thing. I want to go to display settings. Yeah, I don't know if you could tell, if you look at the mouse and let me see if I can zoom out. See, a problem I ran into, you see the mouse on screen. Here, let me see. So you can show it. See the mouse, see the cursor, see my hand? You can see there's kind of a bit of a lag right there, so that's not good. So that means that we gotta change the refresh rate. Makes the mouse, cursor doesn't lag behind the mouse, because otherwise that's gonna ruin their accuracy when using the Gun 4AR guns, because basically Gun 4AR guns basically just emulate a mouse cursor, and And you know what emulators do for light gun games, they basically take the mouse cursor and change that into the X and Y coordinates for the position of where you're going to shoot. You got display. So hopefully, yeah, I guess it's already on 60 hertz. Never mind, I guess. Oh. Yeah, so another thing I had to do, I had to get a display to HDMI converter because I didn't realize when I ordered this PC that they only had DisplayPort outputs, which is kind of annoying. But, okay, there we go, much better. I guess it's just the 60 hertz interlace. Yeah, much more responsive. Yeah, so, okay, well, duly noted, do not put it on 60 hertz interlace, just on 6 hertz. So, yeah, what was I saying? Had to put on the DisplayPort output because, what was I? I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. This mini PC only has DisplayPort, doesn't have HDMI, so I had to get DisplayPort HDMI output. So hopefully, I was worried that using like one of these, yeah, here, you show you. So I ordered 2 of these. What was it? This is like a longer cable. Like the one I'm using behind the PC right now is a shorter one. Just wanted to test out and see if like the longer cable introduced any like more input lag, but I didn't seem to notice the difference, so I just use a shorter cable. But what's it called? Yeah, so I had to get that cable, and I was worried that it might introduce more latency, but it doesn't appear to do that. Yeah, right now I'm like moving the cursor around, it's tracking my mouse movement pretty well, I'd say. I mean, obviously not as good as like 144 hertz, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. You know, no, rather have work relatively well for 60 hertz, I think. So, yeah, this is oh yeah, let me try and show you is a game I'm trying to replicate with this arcade build. So yeah, this took me a long time to get work on this PC, very finicky, because typically I use the many PCs AMD build into it, but this is an Intel PC. So for one reason or another, I had to do like some trickery to get this game to work, because normally it works relatively well, and then a PC I put on for this one just would not boot, and I had no idea why. You know, I installed all the video codexes from like the Techno Parrot Discord channel, and they're just being really unresponsive. Hopefully it works. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Just does. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so you gotta do a little bit of work to get to work. A little bit of work to get to work. What am I saying? So, anyway, here we have the game running. So I set the free play just so you know, if I wanted to hook up 4 guns and 4 start buttons to it, you know, just press the button. Don't have to like worry about like pressing another button to coin up. And yeah, I get it to work. So another thing I want to get for this computer is some high quality speakers. I actually got some speakers over here. Let me see. Yeah, here you have one of my Time Crisis guns. I modded this a while ago actually, but funny thing is when I was playing this game with this gun, I had the recoil on, synced via MAME hooker, but apparently Gaia Attack 4 is not designed with recoil in mind, because I accidentally broke the gun playing the game that way. So yeah, I would not recommend using MAME hooker with Gaia Attack 4. You don't want your Time Crisis guns to break. So these are like Amazon speakers I got off, the website for pretty cheap, like $15. But fortunately, the wire behind it wasn't very long, and what's it called? It wasn't like speakers wouldn't reach across, so both speakers could fit on both ends of the TV. So I ordered like other speakers I use for this other gun cabinet over here. So we got 2 of these bad boys. These are really good high quality speakers from Bose. I don't know how you pronounce it, but they work pretty well for my like little multi-cade, point blank, whatever you want to call it, cabinet. Here I have like 2 time crisis guns. I got this one from RPEG a while ago. This one still kicking a while back. So if you're wondering, yeah, as I bought this, I actually got this discount. Usually they're like 900, which I know sounds insane, but these things are awesome. He sold it to me for like 600, I believe, like a discount. So I actually got a pretty good deal on it. And yeah, surprisingly, I mean, I'm using this thing for, God, I don't even know how long, about maybe a year now, like 6-8 months. But yeah, this thing, you know, as long as you don't hook it up to games that don't have, aren't really supposed to have like, you know, recoil output, or to be used for like long periods of time, you know, like Gaia Attack 4, or like machine gun games like Terminator and what is it? Revolution X, yeah. Those like machine gun games where it's just pure, you know, the solenoid just keeps firing away and just, you know, doesn't stop. You know, eventually that solenoid, you know, if it's not designed for those kind of games, can overheat. And probably gonna break the Arduino inside the guns. So yeah, I don't want to do that. Which is what happened to my pink gun over there. That took a while to mod, so I gotta go back and fix that. But anyway, this is my third gun I mod, GunCon 2. This thing was a real pain in the ass to get to mod, because use a special kind of was a circuitry inside of it that's designed to have, like, you know, all the guns, the D-pad, the buttons working. So I had to take that out and then replace it with Arduino. Thankfully I was still able to get the trigger to work. That's all I cared about. And actually I was able to get the back button working too. But thankfully, yeah, that's only because the circuitry was able to fit with the Arduino. Because if I tried to get these buttons to work, it probably wouldn't have gone well, because the, you know, like the whole shaft of the camera basically was connected to the circuitry, so I had to remove all that entirely, and had to cut off the wires that were connecting the D-pad and the button, the bomb. Shows why I was able to get the button on the bomb to work, and not the D-pad or. Actually, I probably could get a D-pad to work, but I don't really know why I go through all that effort just to get to work, because, I mean, like, what like game is going to use the D-pad, right? And, I mean, it would have been nice to get these buttons to work, but, you know, oh well. As long as the trigger works, I don't really care, you know? So, yeah, that's my third gun. So, I have another GunCon 2 I got off eBay a while back for pretty cheap, so I'm going to mod that too to have those two, plus these two GunCons to have our 4-player gun cabinet. I mod this one also, Time Crisis 4 gun. This one's awesome. And yeah, Rambo gun. This one was also pretty hard to mod, but, you know, got done. As you can see, camera probably needs a little fine tuning, but, you know, I don't really use it that much anyway. So, but yeah, so I'm trying to replicate what I got going on here with this TV over here. I'm hoping to find a marquee or something to put like on the top, some kind of just lets you know it's like a Gaia Attack 4. You know, try and make it as faithful as I can to the arcade without, you know, because obviously I would love to get the Taito guns instead of the GunCons. But the problem with Taito guns is that the ones I was able to find on AliExpress cost like $200. I thought they were like way cheaper, because at first I thought I was like said they were $40, and I was like, oh, it's pretty cheap. I got 4 of these, but apparently that's only for like the empty shell and not the real gun with all like the components inside of it. That one costs $200, so that's how they get you. At first it says like $40, and they're like, oh, okay, but then you go on the website, and then it's like, oh, actually it's $200. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll just use the GunCons I already have. Or well, actually these aren't actual GunCon ones. They use the shell of the black Japanese GunCon ones, but these are actually aim tracks that I got a while back for pretty cheap. So I don't know if the components inside of it would have been the same as the GunCon one, but these are pretty relatively easy to mod. It's just, you know, the 2 buttons, the trigger. Doesn't have any weird circuitry like the GunCon 2. If you did want all functionality GunCon 2, you actually can buy a special circuit from JB on his website. The creator of Gun4AR, he sells those. I don't know if Ray does, but I know JB definitely does. But yeah, so if you want like the D-pad and all the buttons to work, you can't do that. But yeah, you can't just use like normal Arduino, I don't think. Otherwise, I mean, maybe I could try to, but I don't think I could fit both the Arduino and the weird circuitry, tech that, yeah, I don't think it's possible, but, so yeah. Let me see if I can get would I bind this to 5? Yeah. So, I know, wait. I don't know what the hell I binded the player 1 star 2. Guess I had player 2 instead. Alright, well, whatever. I'm gonna be making more of these videos updating the progress of how this progresses, but it's just a little vlog video I want to make. Just show off. If anyone else wanted to try and create something like this. I'm also planning on doing like what is it called? I'm trying to create like a Bishibashi cabinet as well. I'll probably use like a smaller screen for that because I don't really need. I don't know why it's my black. Stupid DisplayPort HDMI thing. It's so finicky. Gotta keep unplugging, replugging, just get the picture to work. Okay. So, yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so I also want to make a Bishibashi cabinet because I already have for a little project I was doing on the side was like trying to make a makey Bishibashi thing, and it actually worked pretty well. But the problem with that is the Play-Doh buttons, like Play-Doh dries over time, and I try using different clay, but it's not as conductive as Play-Doh as it turns out. Only Play-Doh is like the only conductive clay, and that dries out pretty quickly. So the gun's kind of a set life expectancy on them. But yeah, when I was making it, I realized, you know what? Like, why am I even bothered with all this makey crap and just put in real arcade buttons? Yeah, so that's what I'm planning to do. Just create, make us faithful, because I think these games are really cool, but they really never got released stateside. They're only kind of available or popular in Japan, I guess. Because I definitely know Gaia Attack 4 only have one official, at least according to some Facebook post I saw a while back, only one official English cabinet. Yeah, and even then I'm pretty sure it was only used for localization testing, so I really doubt anyone in the US ever played this game in an arcade. I don't think it happened, but maybe Bishibashi, I don't know, but maybe Europe or something. But yeah, so this is kind of part 1 vlog of my Gaia Attack 4 light gun cab, and keep updating you guys, progressing how it goes. I'm planning on obviously I'm gonna have a second table here because to make holsters to hold the guns, to make the start buttons, to connect to the keyboard encoder, and yeah, so it has to be a minimum distance of at least 2 feet, I think. Even with the fisheye lens, you still have to stay a pretty reasonable distance from the TV to get the guns to work properly, because otherwise you're gonna have your mouse cursor flickering all over the screen if they don't see each of the 4 IR sensors that I'm gonna have to connect to the TV to get to work. So yeah, thanks for watching. Keep you guys updated. See you in the next one.